Okay, this is the first streaming recording that I'm going to do in this channel, and let's see how it goes, guys. So what I want, what, give me a second. So what I want to show you today is the two best sources to learn software engineering architecture, and I really believe this after reading a couple of books. The problem with books when you are going to learn architecture or any other things is that you get in a specific source of information that somehow was written a while back, and our career is one of the most important thing about our career is that it's ever changing, it's ever evolving. So sometimes you read a book, and the knowledge you get from that book, the insight you get from that book, is not as it's not what you really need. So you need to be very careful with the books you read. But here, I believe, so these are the two best sources of architecture information for your profession. I rely on these two sources a lot, and I'm going to show you here why I think this is the fact. Let me just go over here. Okay, so here we go. So we have AWS Architecture Center. Okay, so here you can find content type, decision guide, guidance, patterns, reference architecture diagrams. These guys, reference architecture diagrams. When you're going to start learning architecture, I always start here. Maybe it's because I'm a visual guy and I like to learn first with images, and after that understand how we can work with with these little components by components, the connection, the reasons, and after that is when I read the other documents. So I want to show you here that this is great. So if you start, so let's review the web page first. So you have the most recent news on any AWS changes for all the services, right? You can explore the frameworks. You can even go to read the white paper, the latest white paper written here. So you can go here and see the latest news, as I was saying, about AWS Glue, AWS Key Space, this optimization better changes. These are the latest blog posts. You can see November 19. I'm recording this November 20, and you can see all of these good posts, blog posts that you can see here. This information, guys, is you will not find this in the book. This is something that was updated maybe yesterday, and some guy on Amazon has to read some documents or some blog posts so you can know about that. So that's why I always recommend that a few books on architecture that I'm going to talk to you later on them, but there are few good books, but I always rely on these for any new changes or any new updates or the most recent and the best strategies from here. So you have the blog sphere there for the Amazon for Amazon AWS, but you can even go here and let's say you're going to develop something blockchain, right? So you can go here and find what these guys are doing about blockchain. Okay, so let's go. I haven't done anything on blockchain, but this is the World Architecture Framework where they maybe talk on the blockchain spectrum. So the other source of information that I will recommend a lot is related with Azure, and I'm a .NET developer for a lot of years, so I rely on this a lot, and I understand a bit about this website. But I really believe that this is one of the best and easy to find information about software engineering knowledge. I really believe it. There is a lot of good information there, but I rely on this a lot. And if you are a C# and .NET developer, I bet you should too. So I haven't found. Let me see, maybe because maybe GCP architecture center is good though. I never been there. but maybe this is a good one too. It look very simplistic as everything they do. Explore architecture frameworks. Oh, there's a lot of, you see, the first is AI and machine learning, generative AI, model training, ML ops, application development, big data, databases. Okay, they have a lot of information too. But I don't know, I don't have any opinion on this one. And the main reason is because I haven't used it a lot. Or maybe just a couple of times building some simple stuff here on GCP. I work in Azure and AWS a lot, but here, guys, this if you're going to learn architecture, start here. System designs, you can go to system designs first. General, you will learn how system designs works. I think for system designs, let me see. There was a GitHub primer system design. I think this is let me see. It's not this one. Prime system. Oh, here it is. Oh man, this is great. Okay, this is great. So if you want to learn system designs, which is part of the total understanding of architecture you're going to do, I bet you should start from here. This is a great resource for system designs. And you can see how all the topics, system design topics, review scalability articles, performance versus scalability, latency versus throughput, availability versus consistency. You can read about the CAP, TRM, consistent patterns in weight consistent, eventual, a strong consistency. You have availability patterns. Actually, you can find a lot of patterns here. Let me see if I find it for you. Browser Architecture Center. Let's go back. There is is here. So you go here, best practices. What are patterns? Patterns, design patterns for microservices. I want to give you, there is a lot of patterns here, not only for design patterns. There you go. So design patterns, you see all the design patterns you can implement with any services here in Azure. But this works also for any cloud provider actually. So there are general patterns, but they are just explained as if you were using Azure services here. For example, CQR, which is a very common pattern. So when you're going to, so in general, just to summarize this video, so I don't want to make it longer, use these two sources of information, Azure Architecture Center and AWS Architecture Center. But if you're going to start learning system design online, I think this is one of the best web pages that I can share with you. I'm gonna put those links in the description of this video, of course. But I bet you will love this information. You will find a lot of information, but a lot of information about architecture. But the most important the most important thing that I learned over my 15 years of career as a software engineer is that it has to be updated constantly, which this one maybe not. This is just a general idea for a general website that you can go and learn sort of different concepts, so you can start there. But if you're building stuff or products or apps or web pages in AWS or Azure, so I would recommend to start here in these two Architecture Center web pages, which I will also recommend to read some of the papers that these guys are very smart and they put a lot of good paper. I have like a 1 hour block every week to read some of the papers that they post here. I bet you should spend some time doing that too. They have web paper, they have videos, they have technical guys, they have solutions already built. They have the diagrams, which I like a lot. So let's see, industrial data with enterprise system. Let's see what I show here. You see, so you can see all the components that will use it to build that specific system. And oh, there is a very important thing that I want to show you here on the Actual Architecture Center, because I think it's very important. Let me see, let me go back. So when you go browse all architecture, let's say this one. So this is, let me see if I can find it for you, because what I want to show you is in some blog posts they explain the architecture, they explain the reason, they explain the constraints of each architecture, they explain the logic behind the reasoning and the context. Basically, they give you a context of why they use the type of services, the type of patterns, the architecture tier they use to build it, which in some other web pages you will not have. In our industry, everything is about context. So depending on the context, architecture and system and manager has to take different decisions that may be driven by a different goal, a different company, or a different team will be different. So it's very important when you're going to learn architecture that you keep in mind that every team has its own context. So, and one of the things that I like about here is that sometimes you can see this context on the web page. So here's all, guys. This is the first video I'm doing this way. I hope you enjoy it. Joining me is Carlos. I'm going to start doing this more often because I really enjoy sharing the information I learned with you. I hope you can share some details, some comments, and see you in the next video.